they have somebody else scheduled in here?
So glad.
Who was? What she said?
She was thinking,
She said,
yep. There. There, Jackson, sure. Sure glad I got it. Jeez. Stand up.
yeah, I saw. Yeah, we're gonna have to tell them that this after 5 o'clock, have to check to see if they're available.
I got it. Validation docs for
If, um,
It was a brick.
I was gonna say, like,
Go to work in the morning.
even when my wife makes something that's not good, I have 2 servings.
Lindsay.
That's what it has been.
That's
Good. I need to do that. That's good.
Hardly ever does she make anything.
I'm like
but she
number
can.
4 on alcohol.
At least till 11.
Could we post it and then talk about it and then cancel it? Or say we're doing it and then cancel it if seems like I might be able to make a team work, but from a quick form. I know you're not on shift.
Anything for the age.
I know you're not on shift.
Now they're gonna have me bowing to you. Like,
Yeah.
here it comes.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Bow. Did it more than once.
But we don't have a.
Did it multiple times.
No, we should mark with this for tomorrow.
And then I say, hey, look.
Eric,
what have you been doing? Thanks a lot.
do we have this one for tomorrow?
So, yeah, we have one of these. Okay. We have the.
I don't know anything with sources. Yeah. This thing.
Okay, so we're live whenever you're ready.
So I can't. Computerized, has to be like, it's like an automatic talk, so you can build it, chase anything. See if I can turn this back. Production steering.
Yes. So I sent y'all our pay stub. Do you want to go over 22, 26 first, or would you rather us run through pay first? Let's do pay first. Okay. I just emailed it to y'all. Okay.
Which one do you want me to share first, the proposal and then the Excel?
Yes. Okay. Obviously, we tried to put this together quickly, so excuse any typos. So we added in, turned it into a 4-year contract. We did put 4% throughout. Scroll down. So it's 4% in 2024 to 2025, which y'all have 2024 to, and see, first typo, it should say 2025, 2026, and 2026, 2027.
Sorry, it's lagging.
That's totally fine.
Put it back.
You'll see here, our department has changed a lot. We really didn't adjust a lot of these stipends last time, and so we just wanted to clarify some of these things.
I'm gonna scroll down.
Yeah, the years are off, but So for special operations, we really have expanded the team, and for a while, special operations has included tactical. So we just put in all the different things that we believe qualify as special operations. We also added in 2018, we did not have a community health paramedic program. They obviously go through a ton of extra training. Kim, can you quickly talk about the training that is involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So integrated services is the new bit. We had CHIP, but it was pretty limited. Long story short, we have a separate credential from OCMO that we have to go through. We have access to 2 different medications that the field does not have access to and have monthly continuing CE to go on top of that. And so we have to continue to maintain that training and the ability to provide those services that general field medics do not have the ability to provide.
And this is our community health paramedics, our community health paramedic first responders, mental health responders, our C4 folks, and CHIP 100. So
And
that
airport medics.
and airport medics. So that's who qualifies for the integrated services. Scroll down. And apologies, the communications ACS pay, we're also trying to streamline some of the stipends. So we put that at 175. It used to be 150. I obviously should have blacked out the 50. Bilingual, we did not do anything. We did add languages last year, which we appreciated. We missed one language, Polish, so we added that in.
Sorry for the lag.
No, I didn't, yeah. It's creating a lot of anticipation.
Yes.
Shift differential, so as y'all know, we really want COM to go to a 24-hour shift in year 2025. Outside of negotiations, you know, we've been talking to chief about it, not as it pertains to bargaining, but just about how we're about 50% short-staffed in COM, and how morale is very, very low there. And obviously we're trying to address it with pay. Another way that we think to address it is to have it mirror AFD communications, which is basically 100% staffed. They do 24-hour shifts. And so we are hoping to mirror that too. And so right now, when we put this in, the shift differential in, we had many trucks that had day shifts, night shifts, and all of communications has been and is on 12-hour shifts. Currently, all we have is one ambulance that has 12-hour shifts. So only one ambulance qualifies for these shift differentials and our communications. And so we're actually hoping to eliminate our night shift period if we can move communications to 24-hour shifts. We, of course, continue to have demand trucks, and we imagine that when COM does go to 24s, if it does, and we really hope it does, that there will still be some 12-hour swing shifts, because obviously we have more calls during the daytime than nighttime, just like we have more calls in the field during the daytime and the nighttime. So we anticipate the night shift differential to basically be zeroed out when we don't have a night shift anymore. And that would be a huge leap for everybody in this department, because night shift is always universally the least desired shift. It's always picked last. And we even have people who won't promote in communications because they don't want to go to night shift. We changed it to $400 because in APD, we know that the proposal that the city offered was basically going to be $600 total, $300 and then $375 stacked on top of that. And so $400 would be stacked on top of the 12-hour shift differential. So you get $600. So this is just to have parity with APD. Under the 12-hour shift schedule, we know that we've had difficulty recruiting an admin. And so we added a $200 stipend for 12-hour shift schedules and admin positions. The reason why we don't think this is something to cost out is because for the most part, admin positions already get it. So I technically am on a, 42-hour, I do 8, 8, 8, 8, 10. And I am eligible for the 12-hour shift schedule. So for those who are on a timesheet, basically, we already get this. So this is just doing what we already are are doing, and it's just putting it into the contract. So we're just trying to have the contract reflect what we are actually doing. Scroll down. And while we're waiting, obviously, if y'all have any questions on anything, I know it's a lot of information. So we swapped out the medic with the EMT paramedic because all of those, we included that in 2018 because medics originally had to wait 3 years before they can promote to clinical specialist. I had to wait 3 years before I could promote to clinical specialist. And so we added that stipend to incentivize folks to work in our department. Obviously now any paramedic with a medic can immediately promote to clinical specialist. And so we swapped it out with our extended scope paramedic credential. That's basically our PL6. We're trying to stay away from the PL language, and this is what they call it, is extended scope. And then I think we have a few more changes below. So for parental leave, all we're saying is that it's calculated in the same manner as non-public safety. We know that they are going to 12 weeks. And again, we really believe that this is effectively a human right, that folks have bonding time. It's already very tough for our medics to come back. I really do hear a lot of very heartbreaking stories about women losing their milk on shift because even though they are given time, which we appreciate and is appropriate to lactate, knowing that you only have 45 minutes to actually like be able to relax and be able to be in that state, it can be very difficult. And I've definitely know people that have lost their milk. And so to have that amount of time, the 12 weeks, would allow them to have as much time lactation and bonding and recovering, as well as have assistance from both parents or all the parents. Both parents, any parents. Division chiefs, we have in here, we haven't really talked about it at the table since this is the first time we presented language, and we did want to put it out there and get feedback on it officially. And we agree that division chiefs should be compensated, and I'm sorry, we have deputy chiefs that shouldn't be there, but division chiefs shall be compensated on a salary basis. They are exempt. However, if they work an additional assignment lasting 12 hours or more, so basically we do have some division chief assignments that are 24-hour basis. And so if any of our division chiefs were to pick up that shift, they would get overtime for that. We're not saying that, I'm on a 40-hour work week and I work an extra hour every single day. It's like, no, like I'm actually picking up an entire extra 24-hour shift on top of my work week. And obviously we only have one position. And so if the person is taking their benefit time, it should be cost neutral because somebody is using their benefit time and somebody's picking up that shift. It's not, extra on top of that. That's our Article 6.
Do you want to pull up the Excel?
Yeah, unless y'all have any questions.
Chief, do we need to relist the integrated services students or do you? Somehow, the integrated services, does she need to restate those, what was included, or do you know?
I think it is an integrated services.
Not listed here. For costing purposes, will you send us what you think is included in the integrated
Yeah.
services? You probably know, but I just want to make sure what you answer. But we didn't catch.
I didn't
that.
catch
So
mine.
we'll toss it out. Okay.
Just making sure.
Yeah, they have a lot of
Oh,
different.
apparently Wes knows the answer to that question.
Yes, I was gonna say, I know somebody
The
knows the answer.
Okay.
I relayed the message to Wes.
Yes, if you're done.
Can you tell them?
Look at all of these mistakes that make me very sad and I'm very apologetic. So I'm ready for the Excel. So here's our base wage costing model. Again, that 2% should not be there. We did put everything into base wages. And you can go to, the other tab, and this also should reflect, this reflects 4% across the board.
Do you want to do the pay scale?
Yeah. So we saw your, pay scale adjustments.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
This one,
this one's fine. This one's fine.
you go back. It's the lag is messing me up.
All we did is we saw y'all's percentages, we tried to clean it up. And we just made some fine tune adjustments. And I don't know if there's that much more to say about it. Basically, we're trying to make, the whole thing a little bit simpler. And so we had in yours, I'm nervous that this is not the right one. No, it should be, but it looks.
She's on the 23.
Oh, you
So,
want the 24?
yeah, the 24 is the one you'd be thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I was
This
like,
doesn't
I
look.
know it's late in the day, but I can't believe it's this late.
Which I'm sure you already clicked.
She did, it just hasn't popped up.
So, you saw in the previous one, there were 2 back-to-back 7%, there was a 4%. And so for medic anyway, we really tried to just make it every 3 years, it's a 7% step raise. Obviously, we can't do that with clinical specialist and higher, because of the starting pay differential being 30% between medic and clinical specialist. And so we still tried to simplify it and we just changed it to 2 5%, which is very so close to what we had before. I think it might actually be the same. I think for clinical specialists and higher. But anyway, we're just trying to simplify it, to get it into a more, eventually, hopefully at some point it will kind of be cured in a more perfect state. But the other thing that I should have listed, which I didn't, is we also in simplification, right now we have a 42 for medics through commanders, and we're asking for that to go through division chiefs. So everybody's on a 42-hour, and that reflects the nature that we have division chiefs that do a 24/72. I will add that they take division chief meetings on top of that. And so for them, a 42-hour work week is appropriate. And I know that all of our division chiefs absolutely work 42, just like me as an admin person, Kim as effectively an admin person, she bills for 42, I bill for 42. I bill to the association, she bills to the department, but we all bill for 42. We're all in admin positions. And so we think that the division chiefs in admin positions should be on a non-exempt 42-hour work week. And that also reflects the average of the hours that our 24/72 division chiefs are working. I didn't know how to reflect that in this pay sheet. But that should have in the version that I meant to send y'all, the division chief on a 40-hour work week was there instead of the lump sum.
I don't think we have any questions.
And while you're pulling it up, I just want to say that, the adjustments that we made, we do believe that the work that we do, deserves and demands pay parity with APD. We also know that that is wildly outside of the realm of possibility. That would be $25 million a year if you just put APD's pay scale on top of ours. We understand that. We are trying to get closer, and we think that this is a good faith effort in getting closer to AFD, that we believe is between ours and APD's. But we really believe that our work is equal, and we deserve that level of pay.
Okay, so I'm gonna be quick, and I know you have a hard stop, unless you want me to wait.
No.
Okay, I know you have a hard stop, so I'll be quick, and then we know that you may have questions and can certainly follow up either now or at another time. So, you know, don't feel like we're. So on Article 22, which is the original merger language which you had proposed and then re-proposed after the 26 came out, the only portion of that we have accepted is the will to shall. The other portions, I can't read that first one, pull over here, sorry. Yeah, so the first part, we're moving to Article 26. The second part in relation to opening the contract in case anyone in effect with the social work degree is added to the department. If and when that were to happen, if it were during the term of a contract, then I think we would look at it at that time to see whether or not it was something that the contract needed to be opened on for impact bargaining. I don't think we're at the point where we're willing to agree that it's an absolute, you know, bargainable option, so we're rejecting that. And then on Article 26. Okay, so you'll see all sorts of colors here. I'll let it catch up. Okay, so we were good with the title for the most part, and we kind of put that into green. On the first paragraph there, we have modified our original proposal. We did not accept the 3 months that you had, but we did move it to 4 months, and we did accept the change in the language you had to include the organizational shifts and not just the funding shift. You know, we kind of talked about that yesterday too, before you even presented it today. Yeah, we're not trying to exclude that at all, so we were good with that language. In the second paragraph, same thing, we agreed to your change in that language there. So it's turned to green because it was a change that you had offered and we're accepting. In the third paragraph, so the third paragraph, we have kind of a combination of agreement and not agreement. We agree that if the ACMO situation doesn't happen and, 3 months after the execution of the agreement, presuming it's on time, October 1st, that could all change if it's not. But, we had been talking about if we have paramedic practitioners come in, where would they go? How would we fit them into the pay scale? How would they, working conditions? And we agreed that that's something to talk about, but we just thought the way that it was drafted almost sounded as if we were agreeing that it was a done deal versus we'll reopen and talk about it. So we just clarified that a touch. That's all that is. And the next paragraph, we went back to our original language. We did not agree to the stay language, so we went back to our waiving the right. And that's the second half of that paragraph, however, on the mediation portion of it, we did agree to that. Just kind of an intermediary step. If we aren't making progress, why not, right? Get a mediator in here. And then the same, we take the, oh, and I do just have to pride myself. I took one of Houston's shells and turned it into a May. I did it. I had to. And so we take this to be pretty much the same concept as we were talking about. We're still talking about it would be grievable under Article 19 of the contract itself. So when we say, may pursue action in accordance with this agreement, we're talking about the grievance language within the agreement. And that's how we understand that. So we were willing to accept a lot of that just with a touch difference. So you can take a look at that and see if it jives with what you're thinking. And that's it.
Send it over. Do you have any questions, Houston?
Not yet. Although I am gonna say, a lot less strikeout,
Than you expected.
expected it just to be outright completely. Yeah,
Okay, so let that sink in and take a look at it and see how you think. I did have one other, I chatted a little bit with Selena about whether or not we wanted to try to recess today's meeting until tomorrow. I know we've got some hard deadlines of 6 o'clock and it's already 6:15, so, we, under the posting requirements, we can recess a meeting until tomorrow. And although, because we're meet and confer all of our postings and all of our public meetings, and the fact that we have it on camera, that's all voluntary. And that's because both parties want the transparency. So we try to do it in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, even though we're not required to. So it would still be in compliance if we chose to move it, to recess it until tomorrow. That would give some opportunity for us to do some of the costing. Whether or not that would work out, we're not sure. We would need to give a list to Chief Gardner of who actually is on duty. We believe we could make it happen. We checked, this room is available. So we think we could make it happen if we think it's gonna be beneficial to kind of keep the momentum going. So I don't know what y'all think about that.
We plan to do that and then we can always cancel if we need to.
We can recess today's meeting, I would say till one
It has to be to a time certain.
I know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but, okay, so I would say,
you have to start before me.
okay, so Katie won't be here till 1. We probably need time to work in the morning, and then you wanna reset it till 1. So I'm thinking 1.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, so if we would formally recess this meeting until 1 PM tomorrow, if we do that, then what we can do is, kind of just update the website stating that we're recessed till tomorrow. And if we can't work everything out as far as ABL goes, or if something turns into we can't have it happen, then we can just cancel it again on the website. Do that?
Yes.
Okay, then why don't are we done with the business for today?
Mhm.
Then let's stand in recess until 1 PM tomorrow as a date and time certain. And thank you. So Selena, we get a list, we get into.
Yeah.
Sarah, I was looking for that. Hey, I gotta look at the document itself.
It's right at the end.
Ah.
I'll file a grievance. It is May